Hello, sports people. We welcome you to this edition of Your Show, a show that tackles issues that many people would ordinarily tiptoe around. It is time for Extra Time. My name is Kapasa, your host in this show, and today I've got a very special guest with me, somebody who's very well known in the football circles here in Zambia. You go to different stadia, you will recognize and you will feel his presence. Some people know him on social media as Jeff Kasanda. Some people know him as Jeff Bauer. Jeff Mufurira Wanderers, Vamaite. I'm with Jeff Mwape on the show today. Jeff, welcome to Extra Time.
Thank you very much. Out of that intro, I think you've forgotten something very important. You needed to mention Balance Media CEO.
The CEO of Balance Media. And wow, how is Balance Media?
No, it's doing fine. It's doing fine, and thank you so much for having me on this Extra Time show. Obviously, I'm the first guest, and just that, it's a pleasure.
You're welcome. Yala Balancer.
Balance.
So, Jeff, before we go into the heavy stuff, really, we had a lot of football action last weekend, and we saw some continental stuff, some league stuff. Let's go first with the league. What was your highlight? What was your standout action last weekend?
Wow. I think Mufulira Wanderers beating Muza in Mazabuka. Muza has never lost any game this season. They were on top. It took Mufulira Wanderers to stop them. On the other side, Mufulira Wanderers has never won in Mazabuka, even in the time of Nakambala. So it was the first win for Mufulira Wanderers in Mazabuka. So for me, that was the highlight of the game, the weekend.
Fantastic. Well done. Buza is a difficult venue to go to. And there was something in Usakile?
Yeah, something in Usakile as well. Nkana are yet to win a game this season because the game they won against Green Buffaloes, the result was overturned, and because they used an ineligible player, so those points went to Green Buffalo. So they are yet to win a game this season in Nkana. They have 2 points in relegation zone, playing against Zanaco. This is the game that they really wanted to win. But things didn't go their way in Nkana. Too bad for the Usakile outfits. We've seen banners flying now, calling for the removal of Zesco, others going for the coach. So there is a lot that needs to be done at Nkana.
One question though, Jeff. That result which was annulled, what happens to that goal which was scored? That guy is taken off the scorer's chart?
Which goal is that, Kapasa?
In the game which was given over 10.
Yeah, he's taken out of the scorer's chart.
Okay, interesting stuff. Congratulations, Zanaco. They're topping the table now. And we saw the first president in a Power Dynamos shirt at Mwanawasa Stadium. Was that? What do you think about that?
Well,
let's talk about first that regalia from Phase 1.
Well, when it comes to continental football, I think we will have to support our envoys in the CAF competition. So seeing Phase Supremo, Phase 1 wearing a Power Dynamos jersey, cheering the team in Ndola, talking to the team, giving them motivation, I think that's a very good gesture, and it shows that the association is behind those teams that are playing continental. Remember, they are carrying the Zambian flag. So they are not doing it for Power Dynamos, they are doing it for the country. And remember, we lost some CAF slots. We had 4 slots, now we have two slots. We have to perform extremely well in the CAF competitions for us to reclaim those 2 slots that were taken out of our country. So seeing Phase 1 wearing Power Dynamos and cheering the team, I think that's a very good gesture from the president.
Fantastic. And you know what? Just to add on to that, that symbolizes that, look, as far as we're with you, Power Dynamos, we're with you, Zesco United. And hopefully that also extends to when the fixtures are being drawn, they should be given time to recover. They should be, games can be postponed if possible. They should be allowed to compete favorably or competitively on the continent as well as local. Speaking of which, Power Dynamos, in experience side, in Continental, compared to ASEC Mimosa, they go back to Abidjan, knowing that they only have to overturn a 1-0 result. That's ASEC Mimosa. What are Power Dynamos' chances?
Well, the chances for now, I can rate them 40%. 40% in the sense that the 40% is coming in because they won the game that they played at Levi Mwanawasa Stadium. But going to Abidjan, I think it will be a different environment. It will be a different ball game. I don't think ASEC Mimosa can fail to overturn a 1-0 scoreline. So Power Dynamos still has a lot to do, especially that they were playing home. They needed to score at least 2 goals, 3 goals for them to at least have over 70% chances of going to the next round. But going with a 1-0, I think it's 40%. But looking at the team that Power Dynamos has, they have the caliber to go and win or draw at in Abidjan, in Ivory Coast. But they still need to plan very well. They still need to, strategize and see how best they can contain ASEC Mimosa. And remember, in Abidjan, people, they watch football there. The environment in Abidjan will not be the same as it was for ASEC Mimosa at Levi Mwanawasa, because
Mwanawasa Stadium.
The attendance was quite poor at Levi Mwanawasa, and this also goes to the soccer fans. I think let's support our teams that are playing Continental. Let's go out and support them. Zesco United will be playing. Let's go there and support them regardless of the team that we support. This Continental, they are doing it for the country. So let's go out there, we support. Trust me, Kapasa, in Abidjan, the environment will not be the same. Fans will turn up in numbers for ASEC Mimosa to just make sure that they get the desired result.
Yeah. You know, one good thing though, Jeff, I'll give it to Power Dynamos, that it's good to go into the second leg knowing that even if you don't score, you can still go through. I mean, they've got 2 good goalkeepers on their books, pretty solid defense. So chances are there. But you say 40%. Now, on the flip side, Zesco United, they admitted that they don't know anything. The captain said, we don't know anything about these opponents we're going to play. 90 minutes was a bit of a lesson. They know something. But do you think, let me put it like this. What do you think Zesco should do going to the second leg?
Trust me, there's a lot of confusion going on around Zesco United. And many fans will not agree with me, but for me, Zesco United are out. I doubt if they can come and overturn a 2-0 result at continental level. This is not a local league game where you say a first round to arriba sepa 2-0. I doubt. Zesco United, for me, they are practically out.
So
that team from Gabon will come here. They will try by all means to frustrate Zesco. They will park the bus. They will just be playing for a draw. If they are going to lose, they can lose 1-0. I doubt Zesco can overturn and score 3 goals.
Jeff, it's half-time. 1-0 to Zesco. Still, they don't have chance.
They still have to find 2 goals in the second half. The 2 goals that they failed to score in the first half, they need to find them in the second half. And that team, that team is the team that they are playing with. It's more like one leg is in the second round, the other one is on the other side. It's just a matter of crossing the other leg to the second round. But for Zesco United, the legs are this side. They need to jump and go to the second round.
And first they need to pull back that leg for the opponents and then jump.
Then they cross.
Wow.
So, now we're quite changed.
Well, we hear Zesco, it's a tall order, quite clearly. Now, Jeff, the serious business here. Serious business. We have around our football circles the big concern of age. I won't call it age cheating first. We'll call it age manipulation. Now, you hear people say, our league now has got so many old players. So many old players. I mean, if you look at majority of the teams, you find many of them have got half the squad. They are in their twilight ages. But on top of that, the ones who are supposed to be youngsters are suspected to be cheating. What do you think? Cheating, is it with us in Zambia? In Africa?
Quite a controversial topic, Kapasa, that you've brought. But, well, Edge cheating in football, it's there. It's there. We've seen a number of, a number of players that have been caught on edge cheating. I'll take you back when Zambia was taking part in the COSAFA under 17 in Mauritius. Zambia was disqualified because we had one player that was found edge cheating.
Oh,
so
yes.
edge cheating is there in football.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I remember that as well. And it was unfortunate that the country was punished, disqualified. But do you think more punishment is deserving to the individual or the handlers if this was to be nipped in the bud?
Well, I think both should be punished, the individual player and the club. But in all honesty, I feel it's the player that is supposed to be punished. Mm-hmm. Unless if there is something behind, that edge cheating. But most of the players who go and join the team, they'll ask them, how old are you? Oh, I'm 21 years old. Some officials will tell them, you can't be 21 years. You're only 17 years.
Your face looks like you are young, so let's go.
You're only 17 years. I think he's only 16. Because trust me, if I was playing football, yes, probably I would be 21 years old.
Jeff, you would have played in the last under 20 AFCON qualifiers, maybe.
Yes.
And then you see what happens is someone out there will watch and say, look, very young player, but has got a mature head on his shoulders. And yet, but Jeff Bariteoma Christmas tournament, so that said,
I was stretching a point on punishments. I think they need to be punishing players because when you are joining a team, they ask you, how old are you? You give them an NRC. So now, if you on your own decided to cheat when getting your NRC, then the problem is you. Unless in instances where you go and join a team, then the team changes your details.
Without your knowledge.
Without your knowledge. Then on that one, I think clubs must be punished.
But somebody did say, if, for example, you're taking a player out into Europe and you're told to say, the club says, we are going to only buy 17-year-olds. So you as an agent are looking for a club for your player, and if you say, my guy is 22, the European club will say, no, let's just develop our own young talent here. So do you think that's justified? Or do you think, okay, it's clearly not justified, but to what extent do these players have? I mean, to what extent of pressure do they have to bend the rules that they want to get a place out there in Europe?
Yeah, they are usually under pressure because they want to get that place. Probably a team has said they want a player who's maybe 17 to 19 years old. Then they ask, probably scouts will ask, how old is that boy? We've seen a boy from Zambia. He's playing very well for a certain team. How old is he? Then an agent knows that that boy is 25. But just because that team wants a player who's between 17 and 19, will find a way of bending the rules until that player is 17 years old. But then again, that will affect them when they go to Europe. Because there will be a certain stage that they will not be able to do certain things because of their age. Okay?
Yeah.
They will go there as 17 years old, but the body is 25 years old. So you find that that club will be expecting more from a player that is over age, you see, because the documents are saying is young. So, maezi akana, umbiri wakana maezi asumila. Umbiri wakana ulesho kubutukolesho zero, and you can't compete with an energetic 21-year-old boy when you are 31. So that's the challenge which is there with age cheating. It will definitely affect you.
And that reminds me of Atwana niwa player Ghana. This man came from, I think, Lyon.
Michael
Essien went to Chelsea. Powerful machine, a bison. They used to call him the bison. Box-to-box midfielder. Essien would get the ball and run up the field and cover so much grass. He went as a 24-year-old. 2 seasons, excellent game. The 3rd season, he couldn't maintain that pace. The 27-year-old Ngababu tukabapemo mulop. You know? And that's just really to amplify what you've said, that it really affects you later on in your career. And tell you what, Jeff, our national team selections, you did touch to, at one time, the under 17, we had that issue. Do you think that's happening still? With the junior sides?
With the junior sides, after that incident where Zambia was punished, was disqualified out of the COSAFA, we've never seen any, incident of age cheating, especially at youth level. I think most of the players, because there's MRI, so usually they do MRI scan, and MRI will show that you're over.
And quite accurately so.
Yes, you will show that you're over 17. So I think after, it was a big lesson after when we got disqualified. So after that, I think they've taken MRI very serious. So recently, I don't think we have issues with age cheating on under 17 level.
Okay, nice. On under 17 level. Talking about 17, let's rewind. The year 2017, we've got such an amazing side. Zambia went out there, conquered COSAFA, hosted the AFCON, the junior AFCON, smashed past everybody. You remember all those 5-0, whatnot, and all those score lines. We went and played the World Cup quarterfinal, missed out in extra time just by a few minutes. We could have played the semifinals. But then, if you look at the same side, a few years down the line, the side which had conquered Africa was struggling to qualify to AFCON. Let alone, when they did qualify, they struggle to get out of the group stage. The same side which was playing the World Cup quarterfinal is struggling to get even a win, only with 1 win in the qualifiers. So now questions come here. Is it an issue of when, everybody's grown up and you're the same age, others on the twilight, or maybe there are other issues involved?
Kapasa, what you've mentioned, I think it's a sad situation because we had a very promising team in 2017. Like you mentioned, did a number of things, won a number of cups, won COSAFA, AFCON, the World Cup you've touched. That team was looking promising. It's very sad that 3, 4, 5 years later we are failing to qualify to the AFCON when we had such a team that conquered Africa. To me, I feel it's talent management, because if you look at most of the players that were playing in that AFCON, the famous under-20 team of 2017, most of the players are not playing. Most of the players are bench warmers at their respected clubs. Others are not even finding minutes at their clubs. So I don't know where we go wrong. If it's talent management, if it's individual management, if it's club failing to nurture these players. Otherwise, it's very sad that
or maybe
very few out of that team are playing. It's very sad.
Or maybe the real age caught up. Is it possible? Yes, no, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. Others maybe. Others maybe it's age. Others maybe it's wrong, decisions. Maybe they went to wrong clubs. They made the wrong decision on certain choices. There is just a lot that needs to be found out regarding the under 17.
Yeah.
Under 20.
That's interesting, because at under 20 there is MRI doesn't apply at under 20 level.
Yeah.
And now, Jeff, if you still on something similar, there are some players like in that World Cup. There was Lautaro, is now the captain for Inter Milan, the Argentine top man, plus many others who are now doing their thing. But our talent has sort of gone down. So what then do you think what then do you think as a football society we should do from the player developers, the administrators? What is the way forward with getting right regards the age issue?
I think it needs to start with individuals, honesty. I think we've seen a number of players that are playing football up to 40 years. I'll give an example. James Chamanga recently retired. You could see that he played football for many years. He was 40 years, he was still able to play. Now imagine if James Chamanga was the way he retired at 40. If he was saying I'm 23 years old, I'm 33 years old when initially he's 40.
Yeah.
Because he's retired because he's failing to do certain things. Okay, age has caught up with him.
Yeah.
He was able to go up to 40, playing up to 40, because he still had energy, because probably he didn't cheat on age.
Yeah.
But if you cheat on age, it will affect you.
Yeah.
We've seen a number of players retiring at 32. We've seen post 31-year-old retires from active football. No, 29-year-old retires from active football. To me, that's something that should worry players. So it should start with individual players, honesty. If you are 21, you are 21. There's nothing wrong with you saying I'm 21 years old. Go to a club, let them register you as a 21 years old.
Yeah.
Even when you are 32, you are not able to do certain things. They will know I'm done. There are certain coaches in training, they would even shout at some players, you see. So if you don't cheat, it will help you. But if you cheat, at some point, it will affect you, your career.
Oh yes, very true, Jeff. Because just to amplify what you have said, it also is for your own good as a player, because it helps your handlers to know how to deal with you. There are times when maybe a player has got an injury, and the medical staff will need to know the correct age so that they know what kind of medical procedures to apply. You know, somebody can have maybe a broken bone, and the medical team will think, okay, let's just put this in a cast. And yet they don't know now Kulaba, he won't mend in the 8 weeks we're talking about. So they will know how to handle you. And also the coach will know how many minutes you can play. They will not have raised the expectations more than you can manage to deal with. Okay, so we know that the player should primarily take responsibility. Now, if I may ask, what is the solution? How should we take these developmental competitions? Maybe that could help?
Yeah, I think developmental tournaments like Under 17 Kosafa, I think we should use this to develop talent, okay? To develop talent in the sense that when those players are somewhere 20, 21, 22 years, they should be playing competitive football at highest level. I'll talk about the Kosafa that we recently exited as Zambia.
The Under 17
the
Kosafa.
Under 17 Kosafa.
Okay.
I love how the team was constructed by Coach Chris Kaunda. He went with players that are 16 years and below. Very youth side. Most of the players that are part of the Under 17 setup that is about to go to World Cup in the next 2 months, most of those players were not there because they wanted to see others how they can perform so that they can be fused in the team that is going to compete for the World Cup. So certain tournaments like Kosafa, yes, World Cup, you can go there with the motive of competing and winning the trophy. But for these Kosafa, I think it should be used to see players that can compete at highest level. Because trust me, if we went with the same team that is supposed to go to the World Cup, we would probably have won the Kosafa and would have thought we are okay. But when you go to the World Cup, we find that it's a different ball game. So I think these Under 17 Kosafa Championship, I think we should be using them for development and talent identification.
Okay, that's going to help, because then there's less pressure to deliver on the coach, to deliver a trophy. And in itself, the boys losing like that is a lesson because they know how it feels to lose, and next time they'll be more prepared for the game mentally and otherwise. So, what would then be your message to that administrator, that owner of a club who's pressuring a coach to give them result? That one who doesn't want to give the coach to build a project. Because understand, sometimes the coach has to decide, should I start with the youngster and lose and get fired?
I think administrators, club owners, I think they need to understand their role, and they need to respect the fact that they've given the job to the coach. So it's up to the coach to make those decisions. Is the coach qualified for that job? Is the right man to make decisions? I don't think it's right for an administrator who's always in the office to come and question, why didn't you play that player? Because that player has been with the coach the whole week training. And most of the coaches nowadays, they don't play names. They'll play players according to the way they've trained during the week. Yeah. But to see administrators questioning the coach to say, why tamubikire mo nani? Why tamwambishe nani? Why waambisha audio mwaicha? Why? Yeah. I think that's unnecessary pressure on the coaches, and administrators should stay away from, Yes, you can question once in a while. I saw we're missing on that player. What happened? Then the coach will explain how we are not able to use him because he's got an injury. No, we are not able to use him because of ABCD. Not whereby an administrator wants to impose something on the coach to say he has to do this, he has to play that player. I think that's not right.
Okay, so then I'll relate to this. You see, many teams, something related to what you've brought up, many teams when they come from the national division into the Super League, they'll stay for one season and drop back. Unless maybe midway through the season, they get those old, experienced players to see them through. The teams which finish with the youngsters still drop back. So then you will find that also contributes to people cheating their age because they want to have that longevity. I mean, that they want to be able to fit in and be played.
Well, you don't need to cheat age for you to play. I think we've seen a number of players, young players, old players. It's all about transition. How is the team transitioning its players? We've seen a number of teams that has got experienced players that have played a number of games. Others were even calling those teams council of elders. Okay, yeah. And a team from
which one is that?
Kitwe is one of them. I can mention a number of players that have played. Just between two players, you find that there is 1,000 games. This one has played 500 games. This one has played 500 games. So I love how other coaches believe in youngsters. Yeah. They do believe in young players. They will give young players an opportunity to play. Okay, I'll just give an example. Nkwazi has got a player who's part of the under-17 team that is going to the World Cup. Billy Daka is 16 years old. He made the debut for Nkwazi at Shinde Stadium in Mufulira last season. Now imagine making a debut at a packed Shinde Stadium. This season, the boy played his first game against Tinkana Stadium, and he scored in that game. So that builds confidence on the young players. But other coaches would say atalapia. But when is he going to have that opportunity to play? We've seen a number of players, Lamine Yamal, made noise when he was 16. So it all depends with the coach and his philosophy. Others would say they don't believe in youngsters. Others will say they believe in youngsters. So I think it's a wake-up call to coaches. They need to give opportunity even to young players. In as much as you need, experience, you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players that are experienced. You also need young ones to develop them so that they can have that exposure. They can have that feel. It will be very difficult to 25 years or wadurira mprim 30 hapo Nachi D, but they'll fail to play. I'll give an example. FC Musa, when they played Continental, I think they had a very youthful side. The captain for Musa then was Kelvin Mwanza. Kelvin Mwanza at that point, I think, was 22 or 23 years. They had a youthful team, managed to beat a number of teams in the Super League. They came out second. They even played continental football with a youthful side. So, yes, experience is needed, but again, young players are also needed on the pitch.
All right, fantastic. So, Jeff, our takeaway from here is that a cordon call to the players, first of all, it is their responsibility.
Yes.
They can either stop age cheating or they can let it continue. The coaches also have to trust the youngsters and allow them to play and give them chance to express themselves at the right age. The club owners should not put pressure on the coaches to get only or insist on just results, but they should be ready to run or build a project, not expect immediate results, hence forcing the coaches to use overage players. Thank you very much. Jeff, what can you say in closing for on this nice age manipulation topic out there?
I think my word goes to the players. Like I said earlier on, it's their responsibility to make sure that they give out their correct age. Because once you're entered in the FIFA system, you can't change. Okay. Yeah. So the problem is just there before you're put in the system. So that's where you need to control. It's your responsibility to be honest. If you're 17 years old, just go there and say I'm 17 years old. Don't go there and say I'm 15. Because at some point, whether you like it or not, it will affect you. Also to club administrators, registrars, I think they need also to take responsibility and find out. Sometimes even extend a code to parents. Oh, how old is this boy? The parents will tell you. The parents will not tell you at 2010. 2005. The parent will just, 2005. So club administrators also should, extend to families, find out more. Okay, find out more to parents. They'll tell you the truth.
Well, Jeff, thank you very much. It's been an amazing pleasure to have you on our show today. And to the viewers out there, thank you very much for joining us and for watching. We look forward to seeing you on another show next time on Extra Time. Bye-bye.